Namaskara. I am Anagha Prasad, a professional storyteller from Bangalore. I have been telling stories for the young and the younger at heart for the last 6 years. The journey of sharing and learning through stories has been very interesting, enriching, and beautiful. As part of this journey, today, for Dasra Life E-Kala Mandira, I am here to tell you all and share with you a story about a Devi. A Devi whose temple is there across India, but this particular temple is in Rajasthan, in Sambhar. This Devi is the Shanta Swarupi, and also in her 8 hands does not have weapons. She has fruits, vegetables, cereals, water, and anything and everything to consume. And also the 2 Abhaya Hastas. You must be wondering who this Devi is, isn't it? She is Ma Shakambhari. And how did Ma Shakambhari come to the world? Why did she come? Well, that's the story, and like all legends or myths, there have been versions of this, and this is one version that I am going to tell you all today. Like all stories begin long, long ago, the Devas and Asuras were in deep conflict, always. And the Asuras would do penance to get boons. And there was one Asura, Ruru, who was blessed and who had got a boon that all the members of his family for generations to come would be protected. And his son was Durg. Durg, like any other Asuras and his ancestors, wanted to meditate and get a boon. And when he went for penance, they all said, think before you ask. You have seen about Mahishasura, you have seen Tratakasura. All of them just ask for boons without thinking. You think and then ask for a boon which will benefit you and the whole Asura clan. He said, okay, don't you worry. And he went and started meditating for 1,000 years. To whom? Lord Brahma, of course. Lord Brahma then came down and said, oh child, I am so impressed by your penance. And what boon may I give you? Immortality? Please don't ask. That is something that I cannot give because it is against the law of nature. So please ask for any other boon and I shall give you. By then, Durg had figured out what he wanted. He knew that the most important and the most precious thing for all the 3 lokas were the Vedas, the 4 Vedas. And without the 4 Vedas, nothing would happen. So he told Lord Brahma, I want the 4 Vedas. Lord Brahma was a little perplexed, but he had no other choice but to say, Tathastu, there you go, the 4 Vedas are yours. And he disappeared. And with the 4 Vedas with him, he mastered them and started ruling the whole earth. And what happened? Without the Vedas, the gods could not function. Brahma could not continue his creation. There were no yagas, there were no prayers, there were no offerings. And without any of these, the gods could not bless the earth. So almost everything was like a standstill. Everything was going haywire. There was no water on earth, and without water there cannot be anything else. There was severe drought and famine everywhere. There were people dying, creatures dying all over the earth. And that's when the gods were weakened. because they did not have powers, there were no offerings, they didn't have the Vedas. And Durg thought, this is the right moment. And he went to the Devaloka and captured it. And all the Devas came down to the earth and didn't know what to do. And that's when they went to Shiva and told him whatever is happening, not that he didn't know. And he said, I think we need to ask Adi Shakti, Parvati, to help us. And she said, don't worry, I saw all of this. And then she looked around at the earth. It was all barren. The ground was full of cracks. There's not one drop of life or water on earth. And she could see everyone in hunger or in thirst and in pain. That's when she took the form of Shatakshi, the Devi with 1,000 eyes. And she saw what was happening and she started shedding tears. Her 1,000 eyes shed tears continuously. And thanks to that, all the rivers were full. The whole earth bloomed again, came to life, and everybody were very happy. And after that, that's when she realized that all this happened because of Durg. Before she went to tackle Durg, she looked at all the people and said, I shall take care of you. And she went to the Devaloka with all the weapons that she had from various gods. And there was a fierce battle between she and Durg, the Durgamasura. And the battle was really bad. And then she said, give me back the Vedas, otherwise it's going to be a really bad state. And she killed all his clan, everybody. And then Durgamasura realized what a mistake he had done. He surrendered to the goddess and said, I am so sorry. But the surrendering was not before he lost his life with the trident that she had, and she killed him. And because she killed Durgamasura, the Adi Shakti was named, or we started calling her Ma Durga. And after that, she came back and she took the form of Shakambhari. Her 8 arms, 2 arms, blessing and giving. And in the rest, she had fruits, vegetables, water, cereals, so that no one ever goes hungry. And that is the Shanta, calm Rubam of Devi Durga that we have, blessing all of us that come what may, she is there to look after. There have been famines, there have been droughts, but she is there looking after us. And the temple that I was talking about in Sambhar Rajasthan, this Shakambhari Devi was the Kula Devi, or the family deity of the Chauhan dynasty. And Prithviraj Chauhan had got a blessing from Shakambhari Devi that he should take his horse, and wherever his horse goes, all the land will be his, and the land would turn to silver. And he was so happy, wasn't it? He immediately got onto the horse and set out. And he went and covered almost 30 to 35 kilometers. And all the land was converted to silver. He was very happy with whatever has happened. And he rode back home. Told his mother, Ma, dekho, our whole land is full of silver now. His mom looked at him and said, full of silver, what do we do? A land without soil, and if it is made of silver, what can we do with that? We can't grow crops. We can't do anything. And that's when it dawned to him as to what a person he has been. Without thinking, he went all the way 30-35 kilometers and converted everything to silver. Without thinking. And he went back to Goddess Shakambhari, fell on her feet and prayed, saying, please do something. We cannot live with a land which is converted to silver. Shakambhari said, I can't do or I can't take away whatever I've given you. But I can slightly modify it. Instead of it being silver metal, I can convert it into something which is very silvery and white in color. Oh Goddess, please do anything, that's okay, but I do not want silver land, Prithviraj Chauhan said. And she immediately changed the whole silver land into salt. And that's how, even till date, in the area of Sambhar, you will find a huge salt lake. And you find a temple for Shakambhari, which has a white statue. And she has various other temples all over India. Even in Karnataka, she has Banashankari in Badami and Banashankari in Bangalore. The Shakambhari festival, she is celebrated as Shakambhari in the Kanakadurga Parameshwari temple in Vijayawada for 3 days in a year. So she is the goddess who blesses us with enough vegetation to be able to live very happily amidst nature. And I think she also teaches us that when she has given us so much, it's our duty to look after whatever she has given us and allow it to grow along with us and not only us grow. So with that, I would like to end the story of Shakambhari Devi from Sambhar, Rajasthan. Namaskara.